stones.
I'm talking about the stone, the specific stone. Anyway, Chair, so that we move, I don't have to...
Council,
Yes.
I think everybody knows what is happening in that video.
Yes.
You don't have to be a student of physics like the few of us here to know that that stone was flying from the county assembly, past the lady, and hitting the car. So just...
Anyway, we'll leave it to interpretation, sir. I'm just saying, as a person who lives in Meru, it's the other way around, but we don't have to be detained.
But the stones of Meru are also subjected to Newton's laws of motion.
Chair.
Let's move, Chair. It's not a critical matter. I don't want us. And Chair, since a lot of my time has been taken in the interjections, I'll pray for 10 extra minutes from the 30 I have. And I pray at this point, Chair, I pray at this point you allow my learned friend, Mr. Sheikh Abdikadir, to continue the cross-examination.
Thank you. We thank you. Abdikadir, you have 28 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman. No, it's okay. I'll do it from here. Good afternoon, Mr. Harris.
Good afternoon.
You said you are the Chief of Staff.
It's true.
Do you have a letter of appointment?
Yes, I have.
How were you recruited? Were you interviewed by the County Public Service Board?
Yes.
You were interviewed by the County Public Service Board?
Yes.
You are in charge of the governor's staff, but not the county staff?
Yes.
Do you know who is the head of the public service in the county?
Is the county secretary.
Okay. In your evidence in chief, you played a video where you implied that the Speaker of the County Assembly is not a member of, is not an MCA. Is the Speaker an MCA?
He is not.
Chairman, I would like to refer the committee to Article 177(1)(d), and perhaps if the Council can give the Constitution Article 177(1)(d) so that he can read to the committee.
Chair.
Council, can you help? Dr. Yeah. Can you please read Article 177(1) all the way to D, A, B, C, D?
A county assembly consists of A, members elected by the registered voters of the wards, each ward constituting a single member constituency on the same day as the general election of the member of parliament, being the second Tuesday in August in every fifth year. Number B, the number of special seat members necessary to ensure that no more than 2/3 of the membership of the assembly are of the same gender. Number C, the number of members of the marginalized groups, including the persons with disability and the youth, prescribed by an act of parliament. And number D, the speaker who is an ex-officio.
Thank you. Chairman, I wanted to draw the attention of the committee, particularly to...
That is the composition of the county assembly, not MCAs.
Thank you. 1D. pass me the, no, the bundle, the one we're sharing.
Chairman,
No, the other one. There was another one.
you know, we're,
Senator Ali?
yes, where statement of fact and the law as a reference has been made for the witness to read, and it clearly states on the heading, the members of county assembly consist, those are MCAs. So we would like, because of the record, to make sure that whatever references has been made, the witnesses needs to acknowledge, because this point of law, it's not a speculative statement.
Chair, also to add on that, just maybe it was not clear to the witness, he can as well read the County Government Act, Section 7.
Thank you, Senator. In your affidavit, you talked about the Ward Development Fund, and in your evidence in chief.
Yes.
In the previous regimes, were there ward development funds?
I've not seen that. I was not privy to the information.
Do you know what the ward development fund is for?
Yes, the information that I know is the one that is being discussed on whether to be interested in the constitution or not, like the CDF that is at the constituency level.
Oh, okay. So you think it's similar to the CDF?
Yes.
The County Government Act, one of the objectives is devolution is to allow people to make decisions affecting them.
Yes.
Do you agree the members of the County Assembly represent the people?
I agree.
Between the executive, the governor's branch, and the assembly, who represents the people?
Between, pardon?
Between the governor and the assembly, who represents the people? Who has the power of the people?
The MCA.
Do you know the function of the county assembly?
Yes.
Can you tell the committee what it is if you know?
There is the registration. There is oversight and the representation.
Will you say this impeachment is part of oversight?
Yes, it is.
Order, Council. Speaker, you know why I'm calling you Speaker.
Yes, I know.
In our other lives, I worked
Yes,
with you as
true,
our Speaker
true.
in Mandera, and I respect you so much. But let the records be correct. As far as the Constitution is concerned, Article 1, all democratically elected people are representatives of the people. So if it is about this process that is ongoing, the MCAs are representatives of the people, they are democratically elected, just as the governor and the MPs in Meru County.
Guided chairman, but I was asking in the context that in the affidavit of the witness, where he has said that the governor is protecting the people of Meru, and in several places in the response and in the affidavit it has been said that the MCAs are going for their selfish interest and the governor is protecting the people of Meru. I'm trying to bring out, as much as the governor is representing the people of Meru, are equally the MCAs.
If that is the case, we have no objection. Edwin was just, sorry, not Edwin, Senator Sifuna was just reminding me of a ruling a few months ago, where it was found that the governor, having been found in the constitution by that court, that to be a governor, you have to have the same qualifications like an MCA. So you're perfectly correct. Yes.
Thank you, Chairman.
The pilot is refusing. Why? That was the court, not me. And I was reminded by Senator Sifuna.
Thank you. In your affidavit, paragraph 43, and this is volume 4 of the governor's bundle, in your affidavit you said that the county assemblies have failed to undertake their work, such as refusal to approve the CECs. Do you agree that even rejecting the CECs is part of their work and they're doing their work?
They gave on demand.
That was not the question. The question is, by rejecting the CECs, are they doing the work they're meant to do, or they're
Yes,
not?
they are.
Thank you. In your affidavit, you talked about the public participation, and you played also a video. How often, or do you know how often the County Assembly of Meru does public participation? Do you know how often? Do you know how many times they do public participation?
I don't know.
Okay, for the benefit of everyone, the County Assembly holds a lot of public participations. When there are bills, they hold public participation. When they are doing budgets, they do public participation. When they are approving appointments, they do public participation. And therefore, what you have said here that they did not conduct public participation is not correct.
Chair, some clarification. Has the council become the witness, or is still cross-examining?
I think, to use the words of Sifuna, the council is now starting to overuse my latitude. So, council,
I'm guided, Chairman.
Don't give evidence.
I am guided, Chairman. Perhaps, Chairman, I rephrase that, and I ask the witness. Witness, do you agree that the County Assembly holds public participations when they are doing bills, budgets, removal of office of CECs, and major projects in the county governments?
I cannot confirm.
And order, and even that one is not admissible. That is a leading question.
The leading, about cross-examination, about leading questions, Chairman.
Order. You can ask the same question and get the same answer. You don't have to lead.
Chairman, with a lot of
You're telling the client, not the client, the witness, to say it the way you want. Put your question and let the witness then give you the answer that you want. If you can't, we can't help you.
Chairman, I have a lot of respect for the committee and the chairman, but we have to agree on the ground rules. Evidence in chief is where leading is not allowed. And there are a lot of councils in the House, and they will disagree with me. But in cross, it's about leading questions.
So, you want us to agree with you, council, that you do what you want, and then we find fault when we are writing the report, and in the process, to your detriment. I was helping you so that you can come out best, so that all of us can accommodate your evidence. We don't want to kill it technically.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I'm
maybe Honorable Sifuna can guide the committee. Actually, council is right. The rules are the other way around.
Chairman, I got the
But
point.
I don't want to be saying it from this side because I think what my colleague is saying is that leading questions are allowed in this phase. It is in the other phase they are not allowed.
Okay, fair enough. You proceed. My team of legal advisors will advise us. Just proceed.
Chairman, it's the last thing I wanted to disagree with you, but
Proceed. Abdi.
Witness, you said in paragraph 21 of your witness statements that the minority leader, Honorable Mwenda's statement refers to false public outcry for the governor to sit down with the elected leaders, yet the governor has made numerous attempts to reach out to the leaders in Meru. Did you put any proof that that has happened?
Yes.
Okay. So can you point to the committee where that evidence is, please?
The first one is in page 42.
What document is it?
Governor writing to the county assembly requesting for a meeting between all elected leaders in Meru County.
Dated?
Dated 31st of October, 2022.
The next document?
The next document is annex number KMS11, page 47, where governor and a meeting that was held at Windsor Hotel through the Council of Governors chair and other members of Council of Governors and the leadership of Meru County.
Okay, thank you.
The third one.
I need two. Thank you. Paragraph 3 of your affidavit, you said that the second last paragraph, and therefore competent enough to respond to all the allegations leveled against the governor.
Paragraph?
Paragraph 3 of your affidavit. Paragraph 3, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. And you've mentioned that there was a meeting at Windsor Hotel, correct?
Is correct.
Were you sitting in the meeting?
I was not.
So what you have said here that is hearsay then?
Not hearsay.
Okay. If you were not in the meeting, how did you know the outcome of the meeting?
I want to read that paragraph where I mentioned, it is in my paragraph 24. I made it very clear. In paragraph 24 is when I talked of that meeting, and if around I can read this one.
Read.
That as the private secretary of the governor, I am briefed about all the meetings that are organized, and I am personally aware of the meetings that the governor attended at the Winds Hotel in Nairobi for the mediation with the county assembly leadership and the chairperson of the Council of Governors in support of some other governors.
Okay.
And group photo, then I go on and see the responsibilities that I was given in paragraph 25 and 26 and 27, of which I was given, which was outcome of the meeting that was held at that place.
Okay. So, do you know what a hearsay is, Harrison? If you don't know, it's okay. You were briefed, you were told. What you are told is what a hearsay is. Okay. That's all for this witness, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In that case, why is there that light? Yes, Boniface.
Honorable Chair, how many minutes do you have left?
10 minutes.
Okay, I think I can take up the remaining 10 minutes.
Yes.
Honorable Chair and the Honorable Committee, my name is Meru Boniface Mawera, and I will ask the witness a few questions. I want to refer the witness to our volume 4, that is a county assembly document. Maybe council can show it to him. From pages 319 to page 400. Are you there?
Yes.
Yesterday we were told that there are no written memoranda in support of the motion for impeachment, and I want you to confirm whether all these memoranda are written by hand or whether they are typed. From pages 319 all the way to page 400. And you can confirm whether they are all in support of the motion for impeachment.
They are all handwritten.
Are they in support of the motion for impeachment? You
And
can
as
just
I
read
read them, I cannot comment. This is a big document. From 319
Okay.
to 400 is 100 pages, almost 100 pages. I cannot confirm that.
On page 319, the second line from the top, after the heading, you can read it aloud.
Page 319,
Yes.
second.
The second line from the top, after the heading, I, Polycarp Majau.
Yes, I can read that.
Read it aloud, please.
I, Polycarp Majau, of ID number 33009715, phone number 0721-137592, from Abogeta West, warned, do support the motion to impeach Meru County Governor, Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, due to the following misconducts. Number 1, humiliation.
I think that is enough.
Okay.
You confirm that that memoranda is in support of the motion for impeachment?
Yes, is in support.
Okay. You can turn to page 'I want to show you one which is clear enough for you to read. To page 360, you can read paragraph 1.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes, Senator Sifuna.
Perhaps, Chair, when the witness is reading some of those things, let him omit the details of the people there. Because you are on live TV, you can imagine your phone number being broadcast across the nation. I'm sure it is not, it's not in order.
Fair enough, Chair. You can just read the part where...
That makes sense.
You can read the part where it shows whether the person who has provided this memoranda is in support or opposition to the impeachment motion.
It is in paragraph?
In fact, the first line, the first paragraph, the first line.
It is in support.
It is in support. I think those are enough, Honorable Chair, to show that there are written memoranda in support.
Thank you very much. You done?
I'm not done yet.
Oh.
Honorable Chair, I want this witness, because in the morning, he told us in his evidence in chief that there was an equalization fund by the previous regime. In fact, he told us the first government of Meru, there was a ward fund allocation for, I think, 25 million by Governor Munya, and then 20 million by Governor Kiraito. And in his own words, he said that is an equalization fund. So, Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
What do you understand by the word equalization?
My understanding of equalization is whereby everyone is given an equal share.
So, equalization means everyone gets an equal share?
Yeah. For example, for the case of Meru County with 45 wards, if each ward gets 10 million, every ward will get 10 million. That's what I understand.
So you confirm that it is only for the 45 wards, it is only the 45 wards that would benefit from this equalization fund?
I can confirm that.
So nominated members of the county assembly, because they do not represent a ward, would not benefit from it?
They cannot.
Okay. You also confirm that, or can you confirm rather, that this equalization fund is meant to ensure that every ward, irrespective of whether the member of the county assembly agrees with the governor or not, at least gets some development?
I do agree.
Yes. I want you to inform this committee and the chair how the executive, or not the executive, how the ward fund is executed. Who retains control of the ward fund?
There is no ward fund. We
Okay,
are talking of equalization fund.
What do you call equalization fund? And you actually told us that the governor has allocated 10 million.
That's the equalization fund that is under the various ministries. And I explained this one in the morning.
Yes.
If, for example, in Abogeta
In fact, you use
West.
the word line ministry.
Yes.
That the funds remain with the line ministry.
Yes.
So the executive retains the control of this fund, whether equalization or ward fund.
Equalization fund is different from ward fund.
But
Ward
what was in
fund
the
is
previous regime? What was in the two previous regimes? Was there a ward fund?
I'm not aware of any ward fund in
So
Kenya. That's in Kenya.
You confirm that Governor Munya and Governor Kiraito only allocated these equalization funds and not ward fund?
There is no ward fund.
There is no ward fund?
Yes.
Okay. And you also confirm that the executive, the line ministries, to borrow your words, retain control of this equalization fund?
Yes, it's true.
So the 10 million that you say the governor has allocated, I would believe it is to this equalization fund.
Yes, it's true.
Is the money distributed directly to the wards?
Projects from those ones are allocated that money.
Projects?
Yes.
Who executes these projects?
The executive.
The executive. Who does the procurement for these projects?
The executive.
So there is nowhere where there's no place whatsoever, because the funds remain with the county executive, and the county executive executes these projects.
It's true.
You confirm that?
Yes.
Then I'm lost, Honorable Mr. Gatobu. I am lost because you said in the morning that MCAs refused to approve the CECs because they were not given this.
They are requesting a request that has not been given. There is also a cry across the country about the World Fund.
Have you talked about this equalization fund anywhere in your affidavit? Have you?
Have not.
What is the term or the phrase rather you've used to refer to this fund in your affidavit?
I didn't mention it. What I mentioned is that...
No, check paragraph 41 of your affidavit. Don't you talk about the word fund?
There is a difference between World Fund and equalization fund. That's what I want this committee to take.
Order. The time is up.
Maybe, Chair, you can hand me just 2 minutes to conclude on this one.
Okay.
I think the last question for you, Mr. Katobu, is do you confirm then that this fund, or these monies that the governor, in her generosity, has allocated to these projects are left in the executive. There are no specific accounts, like in the case of CDF, where these monies are deposited, or where withdrawals can be made from, or where charges can be made from.
I can confirm that.
Okay, that is all in cross-examination, Honorable Chair.
Chair, please allow my colleague, Mr. Morioki, to ask just 2 or 3 questions. I know our time is up, but there was a lot of interjections before I took my seat. You could gracefully give us 5 to 10 minutes.
Very good. So we're not being too harsh. There's another witness who is coming to speak to the same issue. When you are cross-examining, tie up those things. We have timelines to meet. The 30th is fast approaching. So, witness, thank you so much. You've done so much for one man in one day. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. We have re-examination. I think we need a break, but I will not give. So, counsel for the governor, re-examination. How much time do you need for your re-examination?
Honorable Chairman, just 25 minutes only will be sufficient.
Are you re-examining alone, or you'll give some of the time to?
I will do that alone, my lord.
Alone? Okay. Yes. So, concluded in 15 minutes. You had this witness the whole day.
Very well.
15 minutes. Counting.
Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
You were asked about several letters, some starting from page 50.
Yes.
And one up to page 90.
Yes.
Honorable Committee, I'm referring to the bundle in support, the bundle of documents in support of the governor's case, volume 2, the letters annexed at page 50 up to page 57, and the other letter at page 90 of that bundle. Look at the one at page 90 of that bundle. It's an appointment.
Yes.
Who made the appointment?
Public Service Board.
Is governor the Public Service Board?
No.
Are they dependent?
Yes.
Assuming that appointment was in error or in violation of the law, can that be attributed to the governor?
No.
The other bundle of letters I've referred to, you were examined in evidence and you said they were a response to a memo or a request for information.
It's true.
Are those letters by public servants?
Yes.
From public offices?
Yes.
Is any Kenyan has a right to request for any information from a public office?
Yes.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
Has that information been challenged?
No.
The contents in that letters, it's information that was resident in an office. That's correct?
Yes, it's true.
So this information did not occur after the motion.
Yeah, it did not occur after motion.
So these letters are merely informing you of a position that existed before the motion.
It's true.
You were led in cross-examined on why you did not go to county assembly to testify.
Yes.
Would you tell us about the conservatory orders?
The conservatory orders were that the governor was advised by the legal counsel that there is a conservatory order, and by going to the county assembly, it was a breach of the conservatory orders, and actually she's the one who was given the conservatory orders.
Did you inform the county assembly of that optimistic wisdom of the governor?
Yes.
Did the county assembly respond in equal wisdom?
No.
There's a Question arising from Meru Youth Service.
Yes,
What kind of an institution is this?
is a SAGAS.
It's a SAGAS. What is its purpose?
The purpose of Meru Youth Service is to handle issues relating to youth.
What does that mean?
It means that it has been handling issues like the chokoras that have been in our villages. They were corrected and trained. Actually, they were given paramilitary training, and some of them were given the training in our institutions.
So could we say it's rehabilitation
It's true, it's rehabilitation.
and empowerment?
That's correct one.
To have a patron who would inspire them, sponsor them, direct them, advise them, would that be a problem?
It is not a problem.
The chairman, the patron is a ceremonial office. Does it interfere with the management of that institution?
No.
You were asked about the appointment of Mr. Hilary Sunday,
Yes.
and you are asked whether that required approval.
Yes.
Is that an appointment in the office of the governor?
Yes, it is.
Who appoints?
Public service. The governor forwards the name to the public service to confirm the qualifications, and then appointment is done by public service.
So the public service had the option to reject if they found criterion was not met.
Yes.
Thank you. I want to you have been led in examination to the fact that a speaker of a county assembly is a member of county assembly. That's correct?
It is true.
He is also an ex-officio member of that assembly.
It is true.
Can the speaker take possessions in the debate of the assembly?
No.
To the best of your knowledge, can the speaker vote?
No.
Is the speaker supposed to take control of the house and ensure observance of standing orders?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, and in the light of the videos you broadcasted to us earlier in the day, what would you say is the conduct of the Meru County Assembly Speaker?
One, he is partial. Number two, did not control the county assembly. Like, for example, when people are making noise and there is a standing order that is supposed to ensure that the governor is heard in silence, he allowed that without a comment. Again, the other thing that I noticed, in normal cases, a member notifies the speaker that there is no quorum, but in the case of the Meru County, the speaker was able to himself notice that there was no quorum in the county assembly.
To the best of your knowledge, has any of the MCAs been cautioned or admonished for taking such an unparliamentary conduct?
No.
In the morning, and it has been an issue in cross-examination, you've been asked about public participation.
Yes.
You casted some videos on public participation. Would you recall?
Yes, I can.
How would you describe the nature of the public participation?
I still say that they are shambolic. Shambolic.
They were shambolic.
Yes.
So is it your case that there was shambolic public participation, though there was?
Yes, it is my case.
You've been asked who conducts, whether you know how the county assembly, or how many public participation exercises county assemblies conduct. You remember?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, in Meru County, is there any registration, are you aware of a registration governing public participation?
I'm not very sure.
You're not very sure.
Yeah.
You touch on that. I want to refer you to the bundle of documents that you brought. Honorable Committee, I'm referring to Volume 2 of the Governor's bundle in support of her case. You have Volume 2? Do you have it?
Yes, I have.
These are memoranda for public participation. Sorry, Honorable Committee. I'm referring to Volume 4 of the County Assembly documents, not the Governor's documents. Volume 4, the County Assembly's documents. Do you have that document?
Yes.
I would refer you to only a few of them. I would like to start with page 265, page 264. Are you at page?
Yes.
Are you at page 264?
Yes.
What is the date of that document? The date?
December 13, 2022.
What is the name on that document?
Support of governor impeachment.
I want you to read the first sentence after the subject of that document.
I support the impeachment of the governor, of the Meru governor, for the following reasons: bullying and inciting the public against the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture on Mithika Rinturi at a public rally held at Tirare.
At the last sentence,
accusing the members of the assembly by calling the Birwa.
Go to the next page, 265.
Yes.
Would you read the date of that document?
December 13, 2022.
What's the name of the person owning the document?
Ian Kedenji. The first one was Kim Morioki.
The first sentence after the reference to that, the subject.
I support the impeachment of the Meru governor for the following reasons: bullying and inciting the public against the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture on Mithika Rinturi at a public rally held at Tirare.
And the last sentence?
Accusing the members of assembly by calling the Birwa.
I want you to confirm to this honorable committee that those two documents are a replica of each other.
It's true.
For the name and the ID numbers, which are handwritten.
It's true.
So these documents were pre-typed.
It's true.
Please look at page 263.
Yes.
You are to page 263?
Chair,
yes.
Chair, Council.
Yes.
Just for your own advice, yes. The point has been made. Please move on to the next one. You only have 5 more minutes left.
Very well. Thank you. Mr. Gatobu, you've been referred to paragraph 3 of your affidavit on your ability to depone to matters of evidence.
Yes.
In this motion.
Yes.
In that affidavit, would you go to the last page? Are you at the last paragraph? Paragraph 53 of your supplementary affidavit.
Yes.
Would you read the last paragraph of that affidavit?
That what is stated here above is true to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief, save for information whose source I have disclosed.
So you have deponed on matters based on information?
Yes.
And personal belief?
Yes.
That information, you have explained how you came across, for instance, the information on the county assembly meeting at Windsor?
Yes.
You've also given video evidence that has corroborated your averments in your affidavit?
Yes.
Counsel, you have 2 minutes.
There is an issue that took us a lot of time when you are giving evidence in cross-examination, on the
Yes.
two issues of Director for Communication and Director of Press in the Office of the Governor, would you, in a summary way, show us the distinction between the two offices?
That is the same office. Director of Communication and Director of Press Service is one person.
How is it different with the one that was advertised?
The ones that was advertised were not for the directors. It was for officers, the communication officers. The difference, and this question I was asked, I want to state like this. You can have even junior officers under you that goes through public service, and then you are appointee. For example, you have a cabinet secretary, but in that ministry, you can have other people that are employed in different capacities, like the ones that are employed by the public service.
The person of interest is the person at page 90 of the Governor's Bundle of Documents. At page 90, volume 2.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes.
That person was appointed to which position?
Director of Communication, which is also the same as Director of Governor Press, is the same position.
The subject matter of that letter from the Service Board, it says, what appointment is it? Look at the subject matter.
Appointment of governor's staff.
It's a
Governor's staff.
appointment of governor's staff.
Yes.
There is a
Your time is up, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman and Committee. That's all for this witness.
Thank you very much. All right. Witness, bear with us. You have 4 more questions.
Yes, Chair.
On my right, yes, Esther, first question.
Thank you, Chair. I would love to ask Mr. Harrison, you currently hold the office of Chief of Staff, Private Secretary, and at the same time you double up as the Master of Ceremony in the Governor's events.
It's true.
Don't you think someone would argue the nature of your duties is affecting Article 10 and Chapter 6 on the conduct of public officers? And then the second question is, you mentioned the Okolea program. What's the nature of the Okolea program? Is there any legal instrument that created that program, or in what sense does it exist?
Through the chair, the first question about my being chief of staff, it is a duty. MC is a duty of chief of staff when the governor is in a meeting. So that chief of MC or master of ceremony, it is not an office. It is the duty that is supposed to be carried out by the chief of staff, who is also referred to as the same position, private secretary to the governor. Is the one of the roles that I play as the chief of staff. Number 2, pardon the question, please.
You mentioned about the Okolea program as something that led to us having the Hustlers Ambassador. So my concern is there, what's the existence of that Okolea program? Is there a legal instrument that created it? Make me understand, please, Mr. Harrison.
Okay, the Okolea program, through the chair, is a program that Governor started way back even before she became the member of the women rep for Meru County. Is her own initiative, whereby she started by assisting the poor from the community from her own savings. She continued with that even after she became the women rep for Meru County. And now that she has become the governor of Meru County, she found it worthy to give that responsibility to a person that is very close to her, who is the husband, so that the same program will continue. Reasons for that the governor gave us is that having the responsibilities of the governor of Meru County may hinder her from functioning a program that is started even way back before she became a women rep. That's what I know.
Thank you. Senator Robert.
Thank you very much. Harrison, you've given a lot of information, but I want to just center on a few quick questions where it requires yes and no, just answers yes and no. Does Meru County have county secretary?
Yes.
What do you understand as the role of the county secretary?
Is in charge of public service.
In the letters you've written, as it is contained in between 30 and 40, or KMS 12, the whole of that section, why did you choose to write that letter when there is head of public service that could have inquired anything staff related?
In normal situations, the county secretary handles official matters of the county government, the entire county of government, but here is specific, where the governor is the one that is in trial, is under trial, and it was my responsibility on behalf of the governor, who is the accused, to actually look for those information from the relevant offices.
Okay, who does the county secretary report to?
He reports to the governor.
Okay, so he has the legal mandate, he is the head of public service, he reports to the governor could have directed that role to be done, and then if that role of communicating between, in terms of public service management, communicating between the office of the governor as it relates to staff, that is general, because it touched on many issues, including Hillary Sandy, because these are questions that came up. Now, what I want to find out, aren't you usurping the role of the county secretary as alleged or discussed in the evidence that was put against the governor?
I'm not doing that because even if you look at all the documents that are coming from the county assembly, going to the governor, I'm the one who is copied instead of the county secretary. That's the formula that I used.
Okay.
Because this matter was relating to the county assembly, and they have copied me all their correspondences to the governor.
Well, is that the way the Meru County is set? Because procedurally, and I'm talking to you as a governor who has served 2 terms, procedurally all official communication comes to the county secretary, he channels that to the office of the governor. The role of the chief of staff, I want to find out to the best of your understanding, because when TA, Transition Authority, gave those positions, you're not even supposed to be appointed by the County Public Service Board. You're supposed to be directly appointed by the governor as personal staff of the governor. So in your case here, it seems your role has extended beyond the chief of staff mandate as we know it or as it has been allowed. Previously, were you directly employed as chief of staff, or you were working in the county government as employed by the County Public Service Board in a different capacity?
When?
Okay, before the governor took you on board as the chief of staff, were you employee of Meru County?
No, I was an employee of Honorable Kaduri Morongi, the senator for Meru County. And Deputy Speaker.
Okay. Who signed your letter of appointment?
The governor.
When you were getting cross-examined, I think, by the lawyers, you stated that you were recruited by the board.
It's true.
So which position is true? Recruited by the board or recruited by the governor?
I want to read exactly what happened.
And I just want to, were you recruited by the governor or recruited by the board? That's it.
Your name is forwarded by the governor to the public service for recruitment.
Who signed your letter of appointment?
The CEO of the public service.
So I just asked you a question a few seconds before. Were you appointed by the governor or the county public service board?
I was appointed by the public service board.
So your letter of appointment is signed by the county public service
Yes.
board? Between yourself, in your view, and the county secretary, in that hierarchy of authority and responsibility, who is senior?
The county secretary.
And why did you take the responsibility of the county secretary upon yourself?
What I took is this matter that is before the committee was the issue relating to the impeachment of the governor of Meru County.
Could the same thing be,
And
Kidogo, could the same thing have been done by the county secretary as guided or requested by the office of the governor?
yes, it could have been done, but what I need to hand through the chair.
That's it. Just yes is fine, right? The last question I want to ask, because I have quite a lot of questions, in the interest of giving my colleagues time. Hilary Sandy, is that person the director of communication or the director of governor's press service?
Is the same person.
I'm asking, is that person the director?
Director of communication.
Do you have substantive director of governor's press service?
No.
So the person is the director of communication, is acting also in the position of director of governor's press service.
I need to know there are two positions because I took it to be one position.
Okay, let me help you. When the staff that TA approved as private staff of the governor, where the governor can appoint directly, is the director of governor's press service. And that is the title. Okay?
Okay.
Now, could you have used a different title and in the office of the governor to recruit a director of communication? If you do not have any other substantive director, then maybe the confusion is just in the title. You know,
Yes.
the director of communication or director of governor's press service.
Exactly.
So what I want to find out is, do you have any other director of governor's press service?
No.
So you only have director of communication?
Yes.
Thank you. Chairman, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Chair, we saw a video of former governor of Meru, Honorable Kiraitu Murungi, appointing board members of Twaweza program. Have you seen the legal instrument of Twaweza program, and does it have the post of patron?
I have not seen the legal instruments.
So you don't know whether it has that position of Twaweza program or not?
I don't know.
Okay. The Meru Youth Service legal instrument, does it have the post of patron?
No.
It doesn't have. So do you think that it was in order for the governor to appoint a patron for that saga, the Meru Youth Service, without reviewing the roles that would be undertaken by the patron in that organogram?
Pardon?
I'm saying, without revisiting the charter and the legal instrument of Meru Youth Service, because you don't have somebody or an officer in the name of a patron. what would be the roles of the patron that was appointed by the governor in that saga called Meru Youth Service?
Ceremonial?
Ceremonial.
Yes.
So how was he going to fit in that saga, Meru Youth Service? Don't you think there is an anomaly?
I made my reference very clear that the appointment of the first gentleman was not in any way related to the Meru Youth Service that we have. It was related to the issues that I mentioned about the Korea program, whereby there is a program that the governor has been running before she was elected as Women Rep of Meru County, which continued during her term, and now that she is the governor, she felt that she couldn't manage that.
Second clarification, Chair. There are some documents that were signed by Virginia Kawira, who is the CEO, acting CEO of County Public Service Board.
Yes.
Of Meru. Do we have a letter showing that, or evidence showing that she was appointed to that post? Because then she's signing documents that are supposed to be legal in nature, including the annexures that you've appended here.
Yes, the letter of acting capacity is available.
Is it in these annexures?
No, it's not attached.
Okay. Number 3, Chair, there were some roadside appointments that were made by the governor, so to speak, quote unquote. We were told of one Martin Koome Makasi, who was invited by the governor to talk about some issues in a rally, and he complained that they needed some security people in a market. And many people are paraded there, and some of them were told they are not adequate for the job and so on. Some were rejected, and some were taken for the job of watchman and so on. And in that same meeting, we were told that the sub-county administrator and ward admins were requested to recruit watchmen, firefighters, and so on. So finally, we find that these people don't get the job. Now, what I'm asking is, what was this, or these appointments or pronouncements supposed to achieve?
Number 1, for the watchmen, in the open air markets, the members that are selling that open air market normally employs their own people. There is nowhere in Meru County government that the watchman for the open air market has been employed by the county government. In that circumstance of Nkobo, when the open air market traders requested the governor through the area MCA, what she did, she took 3 gentlemen that were vetted by those traders so that they can have trust with them, and
who was supposed to pay them? Is it
the governor, they are paid.
Is it from the county?
Not from the county. They are paid by the governor from the program that I mentioned. The Korea program is the one that is handling, because that one was supposed to be handled by the traders themselves.
So were they finally employed?
Yes, they are employed by the Korea program. They are working under Korea program, which is completely different from the county government structure.
Chairman, the last one is about, sorry, I lost this. Sorry, Chair, just a minute. Maybe just go on, then I can come back.
Yes, I had seen Sifuna's light before yours to be called.
Thank you, Chair. Witness, we will try and rush through the questions. Can I find out how old you are?
I was born in 1980.
So that is 42?
Yes.
So you have lived just like me, maybe, through some of a part of the history of this country where we used to have these so-called roadside appointments?
Yes.
You understand why Kenyans had this desire to move away from this system where we had an imperial president who would go to a market and say, so-and-so is now the cabinet secretary for health.
Yes.
And that we came up with this new constitution that has insisted on strengthening of institutions.
Yes.
Your governor is not accused of issuing letters of appointment illegally. You understand that point?
Yes.
She is being accused of standing at roadsides and proclaiming employment to people. Can you at least understand what the problem with that is? Do you see any problem with that? Given the history that we have gone through with you.
I understand that one.
You understand the history?
Very well, Chair, through the chair.
No. You can go through my chair now.
Okay.
Just use my chair. There was this meeting at Nkubu that my colleague has referenced.
Yes.
You said that there was a request from that MCA Koome.
Yes.
I want you, because throughout the day you have appeared to be like a truthful person. I don't want to refer you to that page 98 to read word for word what the MCA said. Did the MCA ask the governor to conduct a recruitment at that market from those people?
He did not request for...
there was no such request. Because there was also the question of the market wall.
Yes.
Why didn't the governor issue a tender for the construction of a market wall there and then and identify a supplier there and then? Because that was not the request.
Through the...
no, use my chair.
Okay.
Just agree with me that that was not the request.
That was not the request. Okay. What I need to add on this...
Just a minute. We are just having a conversation. You help this committee to understand things.
Yes.
Because as somebody has alluded to here, if you don't help the committee to see things, your boss goes, you also go. That's what was said.
Yeah.
Let's come to this question of the Timau firefighters.
Yes.
Who in Timau requested for those appointments? Because at least in Kubu you said the MCA asked for them. Who requested in Timau?
It was requested by the community there.
In the video that you played us, because your council played, at least in Kubu, the request and the action. Was there a part in that video where you showed us the request from the community at Timau? Yes or no?
No.
Now, this question of the firefighters, you told us that they are working under this program called Okolea.
Yes.
In the video that you played us, is there any point where your governor makes reference to the Okolea program? In the video you have played before the Senate?
No.
Okay. We go to Kianjai. Who requested the recruitment in Kianjai?
The community.
Do you have that in the material that you've placed before us to see the request just like you did in Kubu?
No.
Okay. Now, let's go to this other accusation because there's the question of the forceful entry into the assembly. We agree there was a formal invitation, there was a gazettement. The accusation, at least the allegation was made here yesterday, that instead of the governor going straight to the speaker's office to be received, she went straight to the assembly. Is that allegation true? It was made here yesterday.
It was not true.
Yes.
Actually, I was there when she was signing the visitor's book at the speaker's office.
So we have a gap in the videos. We have a gap in the videos that have been presented both by the assembly and by yourselves. Both videos don't seem to show us this journey to the speaker's office. Is it possible that you people have that video of the journey from wherever to the speaker's office? Because we seem to end at the door there where the allegation is being made that there was forceful entry. That's what the assembly is saying. You guys are alleging you walked in a peaceful procession like a wedding. We want to know, is there a possibility that anyone has that video?
We can look for that video.
You can look for it?
Yes.
Then there was this function at Muthara. I think you said it was a funeral.
Yes, it was.
You have showed us everything that everybody else said. They were speaking about the ward fund. Is there a video, because you told us the governor was present at that function, is there a video of the governor's response to what those MCAs were saying at that particular funeral?
Yes, it was there.
Do you want to share it with the Senate, or it's not for our consumption? You only wanted us to see what the MCAs were saying?
We can get it and share.
Okay. Then there is the question of the meeting at the control of budget. You were present in that meeting?
Yes, I was.
Is there any document, a letter, like the one you have showed us from the EACC, on this position that you said the control of budget gave you on the question of the ward fund? Do you have any document in the bundle here that the committee can look at when we retreat?
It is not in the bundle, but we have those letters.
Okay. In your view, what really is the problem with this question of the ward fund? Is it that the MCAs are unhappy with you calling it equalization fund? Or is it the amount that has been allocated to the equalization? What is the problem in your view?
My problem is...
Not yours. What is the problem the MCAs have with what Governor Kawira has given, calling it equalization fund 10 million? Is it the figure? Is it the name? Is it both?
It is the control. The control of one fund, as it is in the case of CDF. Because they want to treat it as the CDF, whereby CDF is the money that is at the constituency level, and they want a fund that it should be at the county, at the ward level,
Witness,
which is nowhere in the wrong.
You do understand even the CDF is not sent to the member of parliament's account?
Yes, I do.
Is that what the members of Meru are demanding, that this money be put in their individual accounts? Is that what they're asking the governor?
Not their individual accounts,
yes,
but an account that gets that money from, say, exchequer. You know, the CDF goes to a certain account at the constituency level from the exchequer direct.
That's what they want?
Yes.
Let's revisit this visit to the assembly, please. Is it ordinary when your governor is conducting her business, like when you went to the control of budgets office, was she walking around with a camera crew and a microphone to record the proceedings?
No.
So what was special about this visit to the assembly? Did she know that she was going into for a confrontation that she needed to record? Because I saw from the video there, immediately she arrives at the gate, she started recording and was handed a mic. Was she expecting a confrontation? Or did she go there for a confrontation?
No. What happened that day was widely advertised, and we had many media houses that were present to do the coverage. That's where even we got some of the videos, including live coverage inside the county assembly.
She was handed a mic for the camera that was shooting that video. But let's move on to this Ithili humiliation. You know, this humiliation of this MCA called Ithili.
Yes.
You spoke about the crowd demanding for this MCA to apologize to the governor.
Yes.
What were the crowd demanding that he apologize for? What was his mistake?
The crowd was demanding because...
What was his mistake? What was he supposed to say sorry for? What had he done?
Their demand was reference to the activities of 19th, where governor was, the MCAs and thrown some stones to the governor, and they petitioned the governor, and that's why they were requesting for apology from one of them, one of their own.
That's what the crowd was chanting?
Yes.
And we can discern that from the videos?
Yes, we can get that one from the video.
I thank you, Chair. I have no further questions.
Tobiko.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Gato.
Yes.
Yesterday we were told Meru is in crisis.
Yes.
And we were told there is, if it goes unchecked, it is an unmitigated disaster.
Yes.
I'm using the words of the council for the county assembly. And we were told that democracy has produced unintended consequences in Meru.
Yes.
What do you have to say about that? Is there a crisis in Meru?
No crisis.
Is there a problem in Meru?
No, there is a misunderstanding. The working relationship between the county assembly and the executive is not good. I don't know how to engage that one to the extent of the question that you've asked me.
We were told yesterday that for Meru to settle down, to have peace and have development, we need to sacrifice one person. I'm still using the words of the council, of the council for the county assembly. We need to sacrifice one person who is the cause of the storm. Who is the cause of the storm in Meru?
It's everyone. I'm saying this because the governor, in my presence, has tried to best of our ability to make sure that the crises that are in Meru are handled.
So it is everyone, including the governor?
Yes.
Good, all right. To me, you look like one of the very close people to the governor, now that you seem to know everything around the governor, the meetings she attends and the people she meets, and possibly her confidence, the inner circle. Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
It is true. So if this select committee of the Senate finds the governor culpable of the charges that are before us, you would also admit that you have failed in your duty as one of the advisors of the governor?
On this question, I want to say I'm part of those people that have tried to mediate in my level.
I'm talking about, not even to mediate, I'm talking about handling the governor, the governor's handlers. Does the governor has an advisory council or an advisory team, which I want to believe you must be part of?
Yes, it is there.
It is there.
Yes.
So if we uphold the impeachment motion, you will have let Meru down.
Yes.
You will be among the people who have let Meru down.
On this question, I want to say categorically that we, those that are with the governor, we've tried our best. Governor has complied with all our requests for her. Governor has also complied with the requests for those that are outside. For example, she 100% complied with the request from the Council of Governors and allowed the MCAs now to come down.
Gatobu, we are here and Kenya is watching. We want to solve the problem in Meru.
Yes.
Would you say that the governor is a difficult person to deal with?
She is not.
Would you say that because all other leaders have been unable to work with her, what would you then say is a problem? Is it you, the advisors? Is it the spouse? Is it the governor, Kawira, the person? We need to get the problem in Meru.
The major problem that we have in Meru is the one that you mentioned. I want to be very clear on this. When you give a demand to the governor that is not tenable. For example, the MCAs have said categorically, and that's why we are able to bring even the videos that are outside this motion, because we felt that that is where the major problem is.
Mr. Gatobu, you're not being honest, because we have watched videos here of roadside declarations, things that ordinarily a leader may not be expected of. So, would you tell us you are the one advising the governor to make roadside declarations, to do employment in the streets, to shout at every leader, to attack the church?
In my own assessment, I want to say, and that's what I want to repeat, the problem that is in email, to be very sincere from the bottom of my heart, is not what is contained in the in Meru County.
Chair, I rest my case.
Sure. Senator Okech, I'd seen your light first.
Thank you, Chair. I'll be very brief, actually. You have been, in your introduction and in a number of questions by different council members and one member of this committee, you have been asked, in the county of Meru, who do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself a staff of the governor's office, or do you consider yourself an employee of the County Public Service Board of Meru?
I'm a staff in the governor's office.
You're a staff in the governor's office?
Yes.
Chair, I hope you take note on that, because the witness said when Senator Ali Roba asked that you are an employee of the County Public Service Board. But that said, you did indicate that there are processes that establish the governor's staff, right?
Yes.
Are you aware of that those processes?
Yes.
Did you indicate that one of them is conducting interviews? One of them is the County Public Service Board conducts interviews,
yes,
and then recommends to the governor?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is not competitive.
Is what?
It is not competitive.
It's not competitive?
Yes.
That's fine. I want to turn you to page 20, page 90 of volume 2 of the governor's papers. Are you there?
Yes.
There are officers there that are indicated with a communication from the Secretary of the Meru County Public Service Board to you, right?
Yes.
To appoint, right?
Yes.
The indication there is that the letter is dated on 1st September 2022.
Yes.
And in the body of that letter, there is a request that you had sent to the Meru County Public Service Board on 30th of August.
Yes.
Are we together up to there?
Yes.
Is it in your understanding that the Meru County Public Service Board did an interview to the officers indicated here between 30th August 2022 and 1st September 2022?
That is, I am seeing the difference of 1 day, but that was their responsibility, and that is the response
That's
that I got.
not what I've asked. Are you convinced that between 30th August 2022 and 1st September 2022, there was a conducted interview for the officers indicated here? Are you convinced? That's my question.
I'm convinced.
Okay. The last question, Chair, to this witness. You have given a number of communications between you as the Chief of Staff and the Meru County Public Service Board between, let me just go to page 49. I don't want to go to the specifics. Page 49 and page 59. Most of the letters that were letters of inquiry from you to the Meru County Public Service Board. For instance, on page 29, there is a letter on the appointment of the gentleman, the first gentleman, and below listed people, right?
Yes.
And they are dated 22nd November 2022.
Yes.
And the responses are generally on 23rd November 2022.
Yes.
Are we together in this?
Yes, we are together.
Were these letters, in your own understanding, that were these letters to the board your normal diligence duty, or a pure response to a coming impeachment motion?
On this, I want to reference to what happened. This is the second impeachment motion that we have. Some of the letters.
No. Witness, you're not going to frame my question and then answer them.
Yes.
I'm asking you a specific question. Were these letters to because the dates are very clear here.
Yes.
And you know you have provided the dates when the pronouncements of appointments were also made. I have them, right? Which some of them span to about 2 months before these letters.
Yes.
So I'm asking you, were these letters sent as your own diligence process, meaning that you're taking your own responsibility as your roles in your capacity as a chief of staff, or were these in response or in preparation for the impeding impeachment motion?
Actually, you are true. These letters were after we received the motion, when the governor received the motion, and in the motion, there was indication of these names. That is the time we wrote the letters to get the information.
Not we, it is you who wrote the letters.
Yes, it's
I'm
me.
very specific with you.
Yes.
So you wrote them as a function of coming impeachment.
It's true.
So without the impeachment, are you trying to insinuate that you wouldn't have written these letters as a diligence process?
Yes, I could not have written requested for them.
The last question to you. Between the time that pronouncements, for instance, of the first gentleman and the time you're writing these letters, in your own understanding, what were the tasks that the first gentleman was doing in the county based on the appointment that you know?
He was working on the Korea program, and I didn't know at any point it will bring the issue that we have today.
So you are sure this committee that he was working?
Under the Korea program, yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Chair.
Tangwa.
Thank you very much, Chair. Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
I can see you're very conversant with matters governance.
Yes, thank you.
That's a good thing. I'm going to ask you simple questions. What is Mbirwa?
Mbirwa is a fox in Kimeru.
A fox?
Yes.
So if I called you a fox, what would be your recourse? What would you do to me?
There is no problem with that.
So
you know, in Meru, we have people even that are called by names of animals in Meru.
Okay.
For example, we have Mpaka. Mpaka refers to a cat, but we have many Mpakas in Meru. We have Ng'ombe, referring to a cow, but we have people that are called by animals' name. What happened in the history of Meru? If you are born after the person that was born before you died, you are named by the name of an animal.
So calling you a fox wouldn't be an insult?
That is not an insult.
Okay. Between you, the chief of staff, and the county secretary, who could be seen to be more competent to appear before this committee to give evidence on behalf of the governor?
It is the county secretary, but allow me to add something. Even in terms of the lawyers, the official person that could have done this is the attorney, the county attorney. In the matters that are relating to county government, the county secretary and legally the county attorney are the ones that are in charge of that. But in this matter, it is the governor as a person. What is in trial is not the county government of Meru, but governor as a person. That's why even he has gone ahead to get private legal team to represent him.
Okay. Up to there, let's go to the committee that was appointed or formed during the taxi stakeholders meeting. You told us the committee was formed to investigate and maybe report to the governor on why there were wrangles between different taxi operators. What was the treasurer for that committee?
The committee that was formed was from among the members of taxi.
Yeah, I heard the governor say you're the organizing secretary, you're the treasurer. Were they supposed to pay some fines, pay for their sins? What was the treasurer? What was he to collect? What was he to manage?
There was an issue that they also mentioned about the money that they were supposed to pay. I don't know which committee, one of the committee was to pay the other committee. It was antagonist between the two committees, or between the two operators that were being, that was being handled.
Quick one. The speaker, as per the law, is an MCA. And when we are having events, the speaker always speaks in protocol-wise, from the governor, deputy governor. If the national leaders are not there, it's the speaker who comes third.
It's true.
So would we say that the speaker is the spokesperson of the assembly?
Yes, yes.
So by him conveying what the MCAs have agreed, would you call that partisan?
No.
Okay. You played the video of MCA DMK before he was elected for the second time, where he was telling the people of Meru not to vote for the governor. Then you played another video after the election, maintaining his stand. Could we say he was right?
It was not right. What I saw in the video, in the two clips, is a personal beef for him.
Personal beef?
Yes.
Second last question. The governor is seen in most videos doing roadside declarations and appointments, which you have watered down that he never employed anybody because there was no letters of appointments or pay slips and all that.
Yes.
Are you calling the governor a liar? He's lying to the people of Meru.
He's not lying, she's not lying to the people of Meru. The only difference that something that is not very clear that I want to make it very clear, governor has been running a program that was there even before she became the women rep of Meru County. That program has been having people that she has employed personally. And she continued that program even after she was elected as the male women rep, and she has continued the same program even after she has become the governor. But now, due to many laws that she has to play as the governor, that's the time that she delegated the law of ending that Korea program to the first gentleman, who is now ending the entire program that is away from the programs or the employment of operations of the county government of Meru.
Okay, we leave it at that. But this is an opinion, and maybe it will help me in proposing some of the recommendations. I would want your opinion on this one. The issue of public participation. MCAs go to the people to ask them whether it's okay for the governor to go. So that is public participation. Then in the issue of the governor employing, is also asking the people, can I employ these people? So why do you think it is okay for the MCAs to ask the people whether the governor should go, and the governor should not ask the people whether he should employ, she should employ?
My reference to the public participation or the employment, I was saying like this.
No. This is not in regards to what you have said. This is, I want to read your opinion.
Yes.
I'm actually trying to help you on this one. This is for you. What I'm trying to say is, do you think it's okay for the MCAs to do public participation, to ask the people whether the governor should go, but it is not okay for the governor to ask the people whom she should employ? In both terms, is that public participation? Would you call it?
Yes, and I support in both cases. The MCAs have right to do public participation for the impeachment of the governor, and have not opposed to the public participation. What I said is that the public participation that was held on the 13th of December for the impeachment of governor was symbolic. I am not opposed to the public participation. What I was opposed is the fight that were there during the public participation.
It's okay. That's all, Chair.
The Vice Chair?
Thank you, Chair. Mine is just to follow up with the 10 million, which was meant to be for the ward development or equalization fund, as you call it, because to me, equalization fund means something else. But this money for the ward development, don't you think it would have been right for the governor to use the MCRs, especially for the development in the ward, so that they work as a team if there was cooperation and coordination?
Actually, I agree with you 100% on this, and that is the approach the governor has taken.
Yeah, you mean the MCS literally refused to work together with the governor, because the MCA is the representative of the people at the ground. I'm not saying that the governor is not, but the MCA is more near to the people and he knows much better what the locals there need. I mean, the priorities of the projects that they need to do at the ward level. And so I expect the governor to work in coordination with the MCR so that they can deliver to the people of Meru.
I support that 100%. Allow me to read in my, page 6. I want to read page 6 in volume 4. There's something that I want to read. That was the address to the county assembly by the governor. I want to read paragraph 2 of page 6. Mr. Speaker, I invite the honorable members of the assembly that we formulate a joint consultative forum on modalities of establishing an unworkable ward development fund for each ward within the confines of the law. This will also ensure that the elected county assembly members are able to address the surging demands from the electorates. I shall also be engaging the nominated members of the assembly in projects at the grassroots levels so as to appreciate their position and the law environment of the county and shed the murky tag of Flowers that has been associated with the political parties' nominees. So that was the address of the governor to the county assembly of Meru, to show that she was really willing to work with the MCAs on this issue.
Yes, but from that reading of the script that you have just read, as the governor or you or the people working with the governor tried to reach out to the MCS and see if they can implement the projects together?
We've tried. Even this document was supposed to be in the county assembly, and no matter what happens after the governor's address, it is discussed by the members of county assembly for 4 days, and this is what governor wanted them to discuss even in the assembly.
Have they ever communicated with the governor or the office of the governor about any projects that they want to do at the ward level?
Yes, they have.
And what?
Sure, that is the question I wanted to add on the last one. So.
And what happened?
Governor has been telling them, let's come, sit down together, discuss about the modalities, so that we are going to ensure whatever we are going to do is within the law. That has been the take for the governor, and that one has never happened. In all the attempts, including the message from the governor that was read to the county assembly by the speaker, the same was done.
And how about bursaries from the governor's office? How do they reach the people down at the ground?
Bursaries are part of this fund, whereby, for example, when you go to ward like in Kwene, out of the 10 equalization million fund, there is 3 million for bursary, there is 2 million for water, there is 1 million for loans, a total of that equalization fund.
And how do you get to know the needy children from the wards, from the governor going down to the ward without the MCAs being involved?
There is a committee, there is laws that were passed, an act that was passed by the county government of Meru that is governing the same.
From the witnesses who stood there yesterday, all I heard from them, and the governor is here, she can bear witness, is that she's arrogant, she talks to them rudely.
Just give me leave to ask an additional question on the...
Why can't you let me finish and then you come up?
It's on the word fund. That's what I just wanted to ask. Just follow up so that I follow through the thoughts.
Let me finish. Don't cut my floor, please. Senator, thank you. Because once you cut my floor, then thank you. I don't even know where I was now. Yeah, how does she identify the people who are needy at the ground? Because even as we struggle when we want to know the needy, maybe it will need to go through the MCRs, we need to go through the chiefs and all this. But you said that there is a committee at the ward level or at the governor's level?
It is structured to have a committee at the county level and the ward level. Actually, it is Education Enhancement Act of County Government of Meru of 2018.
There is no doubt that the governor is working because we can see her all over on the videos. But I would ask, I've heard you say in Jesus' name, so I believe you are a Christian.
Yes, I am.
And the governor is also a bishop.
Yes.
So I would pray that unity would come to Meru, because the word of God in the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 1, says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs anger. And that is exactly, according to all what we've gathered here, is exactly what is happening in Meru. So after we do what we are going to do, I hope Meru will be in unity and Meru will work and will move together in unity. And especially working with the MCRs, because there is no way the governor can deliver without the MCRs. And there is no way the MCRs can deliver without the governor. Thank you.
I pray so in Jesus' name.
Just a follow-up, Governor, because, sorry, Chair. What I wanted to ask is that we have been told there is no new budget. The budget that is being implemented is the one that was made by the former county government. True or false?
It is true.
What has changed? Because in the previous government, we used to have about 20 to 25 million per year for ward projects. What is the bone of contention now? What is the difference between that is occurring between the MCAs and the governor? Yet we are using the same budget.
Actually, that is the major challenge, major question that I have, because governor has not produced or given any new budget, and even some of the MCAs that are talking about the bond fund were there in the previous government, and they are the ones that passed the budget, which earned only 10 million. They are the ones that did that way before the governor became governor of Meru County.
The Senator of Lamu.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Harrison Gatobu.
Yes.
What is your position in Meru County government?
The Chief of Staff stroke Private Secretary to the Governor.
Are you in any way related with the Governor?
No.
Are you aware of the letter that was sent from the County Assembly of Meru, slated sometimes before the impeachment motion?
Two.
Are you aware of the letter that was sent to the Governor sometimes before the impeachment motion?
Yes, I'm aware.
What was the content of the letter?
The letter was copied to me, and the letter was inviting the governor for the impeachment motion. That is the first letter I ever received from the county government of from the county assembly of Meru on matters of impeachment. There is no other letter that I've received.
So the letter was informing the governor that there is an a pending impeachment motion?
Yes.
So there was no letter that was sent to the governor to go and clarify some issues about the working relationship between the governor and the members of county assembly?
There is no letter. It's the governor who wrote the letter to the county government of to county assembly of Meru, but not from the county assembly.
What do you think that has transpired between the members of county assembly and the governor that has culminated into a very poor working relationship between the governor and the members of county assembly?
One thing that I feel, the grassroots meetings that governor has been attending, they were viewed by the members of the county assembly as making her more popular in their areas because she was able to attend many meetings. That one was the first mode of contention because they were telling her she should not be attending the grassroots meeting. That is the first thing. The other thing that happened is about the ward fund, when they actually demanded that before you do anything, before you come to address the county assembly, before you engage us in any way, you need to pronounce yourself on the amount that you are going to give us as the ward fund, notwithstanding that even the budget that she was using is the budget that was passed last year, and she had no way of earning that amount because everything was budgeted.
Thank you.
Sorry, Chair, I've not finished. My last question I just want to ask you the last question. In your own opinion, you know, as members of this committee, we are concerned about the people of Meru and the government of Meru. In your own opinion, why do you think that the governor have had a very poor working relationship with all the elected leaders of Meru?
One thing that I feel, there is the working formula of every elected leader. Governor has been so much working with the grassroots people, attending many meetings, attending to the real situations on the ground. That is one of the things that I can say has been a bone of contention. The other thing that I can mention is about demands of things or something that is not anchored in any law, and when she becomes so strict on that, then a problem arose. And in that, I give an example of the Ward Development Fund.
The members of county assembly, how many are they in total?
There are 69.
If we include the members of county assembly plus all the elected members, how many are they in total?
We have 12 plus 69, that is 12 plus 9, 81.
Among the 81 elected leaders, who has a good working relationship with the governor? Is there any that you can be able to quote?
I can quote, like last week, I saw the governor and the MP for North Element working together in a project that they were all invited. They were all invited by CS for agriculture, and there were many people that were there. The other thing that I also needed to note, I've seen a situation whereby someone like the MCA for Kiago, who really wanted to work with the governor, was discharged of the committee from the committees that he was in, and then maybe there is a fear that if you associate with the governor, then you are discharged from the committee. A good example is the MCA for Kiagu.
Chair, that's all I have for this.
Thank you. Mandako?
Thank you very much. My questions will be very brief, and because of time, I think for a number of questions, I just want a yes or no answer. Quickly, Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
We have a program called Okolea. Does it have employees?
Yes.
How are they paid?
They are paid by governor from our savings.
Okay, thank you. Was the program in Timau an Okolea program or a county program?
The ones that were recruited were to work under our Korea program, and we can replay that clip because what happened, governors said very well that we...
just a minute. I just wanted a straightforward answer so that we don't go back. Do you think, in your opinion, Okolea should be employing employees to work for public entities in Meru?
No.
Now, you as the chief of staff, do you have an appointment letter?
Yes.
Does it contain your job description?
Yes.
Does any of those job description include communication outside the office of the governor?
Yes.
My last question. You said you are an employee of the senator for Meru.
I was.
Did you contest for an MCA position?
In the preliminaries, I was, but I did go to the ballot.
That's a simple question. Did you contest for a seat, yes or no?
Yes.
Did you resign from your position of working for the office of the senator of Meru?
Yes.
How many months before the election?
6 months before election.
Which ward did you contest?
Abogeta West.
Is that the word that also the mover of the impeachment motion comes from?
Yes.
So if we say that you have used your appointment in the office of the governor to further your political interests, and therefore put the governor in a coalition course because you are still settling your political course with the area MCA, would that be correct?
I have no idea on that because you have no problem with the MCA.
No, I just want a simple answer so that we move very fast.
I have no idea.
Thank you, Chair.
Very well. Members, I have some interventions, but because we want to manage time more, this is the principal and only witness of the governor, and since we have an opportunity to ask the governor one or two things, I'll ask them through her to you, because you're speaking almost on our behalf. Number two, I would like us to adjourn for 15 minutes. And at the end of the 15 minutes, the governor will take the witness stand. The first person will be the counsel for the governor. Introduce the governor, ask a few preliminary issues or whatever issues you want to prosecute, so as to open up an entry point for the man who really wanted the witness to take the stand, i.e. Dr. Mudomi. After that, colleagues, I'll manage time. We are approaching midnight now. I'll manage time.
Chair.
No, for real. I'll manage time so that then again we break out for 1 hour for parties to go and prepare their final submissions. They cannot come from what they're doing and then make submissions. We'll need to give them 1 hour. Then thereafter, we come.
Chair, maybe you can stand down the witness.
No, I'm just about to go there. Witness, thank you very much. You've been a fantastic young man.
Thank you, Chair.
For somebody who's 42 years, you are very resilient, and more importantly, you are very knowledgeable. I don't know what the governor would do without you.
Chair, or what he will do without the governor.
Thank you, Chair.
No, I like young people, so I'm proud of you. Very well. So then that will allow parties to come and then address us. After they finish addressing us, we have to do a closing ceremony. The evening is still very long. Members, you remember that we shall still have to proceed to our rendezvous for report writing. So Leo and Leo. Yes, Edwin?
Chair, just for clarity, all the council for the governor will be doing is to introduce her.
Yes.
Because they had given up the right to lead her in evidence, and the request that was acceded to by the committee was the request by council for the assembly for cross-examination.
Yes.
So I think you might even allocate time now so that they know. They'll have maybe 10 minutes to introduce, then we hand her over to...
I'll allow them, because they had gone to prepare the governor. When they take the stand, then they'll request for time, depending on how they had prepared her. I can foresee the governor is going to take a very long time there. I can foresee. So, the exact time allocation, I'm going to consult with the Secretariat and also with parties. We should be able to manage. Yes, Governor, I thought I was asking for time out and then you'll come to prosecute your request.
Sorry, Honorable Chair, I need to make a clarification for neatness of record and so that we comply with Rule 22 of the rules governing these proceedings. I have consulted my learned friend, Dr. Muthomi, and it's only fair that I lay a basis for her cross-examination. So I'll need time to lead the governor so that at least I do not send her directly to cross-examination. That would be very unfair and prejudicial to her.
Hold your horse. That's what you're coming to do. And I can assure you, we cannot deny you that opportunity. Can you imagine the governor being handed over to the person prosecuting her? I mean, the person accusing her without your defense? This thing would immediately become a sham. So you will have your space. All that Senator Sifuna is saying is that, allow me to use the word in Kiswahili, shauri yako, mbona hukumweka hapo kama ulifikiri atakusaidia? He wants you to enjoy the consequences of your strategy, but we shall help you. Okay? Council for the County Assembly, you want to talk now or at the right time?
We could do with a break, but in principle, I think you have already given the direction. I don't really have to talk to the issue.
Okay, fine. So everybody back to the holding zones. 15 minutes. For senators, councils to parties, and all others present, we now reconvene and we start with the governor herself. Could the council of the governor introduce the witness?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Perhaps the Honorable Governor can take the witness stand.
Sergeant at Arms, oath. Yes, I will.
Would you like to affirm or take the oath? Take the oath. Right hand.
I continue? Yes, continue. Okay. I, Kawira Mwangaza, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this committee in respect of the matters before this committee shall be the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. Counsel for the witness, how much time do you want to introduce your witness?
Yeah, Chair, like